Ephesians chapter 4, verse 17 and 20 through 24. You must no longer live as the non-believing Gentiles do. Brothers and sisters, so I declare and testify in the Lord that you must no longer live as the Gentiles do, in the futility of their minds. That is not how you learned Christ, assuming that you have heard of him and were taught in him as truth is in Jesus, that you should put away the old self of the former way of life, corrupted through deceitful desires, and be renewed in the spirit of your minds, and put on the new self, created in God's way, in righteousness and holiness of truth. Paul is telling the converted Ephesians that they have an important responsibility to live as Christians in a sinful world. They need to leave behind their previous Gentile ways and beliefs and live as faithful Christians. Christianity is a work in progress. Our thoughts, attitudes, and actions develop over time. It is very hard for a person to leave behind a learned behavior or value system in order to accept another. Paul goes on to explain the heathen lifestyle, which includes licentiousness, extreme tolerance in sensual pleasures, a Sodom and Gomorrah lifestyle. The Gentiles, the non-believers, practice every kind of uncleanliness. Being a true Christian comes with boundaries or restrictions that limit a person's behavior, but not so with the non-believers. When a person deliberately turns their back on godly ways and instruction, it isn't an intellectual problem, it's a willful one. They have listened to the Word of God, but refuse to surrender their wills to God. If they do surrender to God, they will lose their ability to do whatever they like. The gospel and all of its teachings seem to be foolish to worldly people because the word limits their need for self-indulgence. Remember the bumper sticker which reads, "He who dies with the most toys wins." Clearly, people put that sticker on their vehicles, are more concerned with things of this world, and have no hope for things of the eternal world. Paul is promoting a future based upon hope. He wants us to leave behind sinful ways and live as Christians, not as Gentile non-believers. We Christians are people not driven by desire and impulse, but by biblical teachings, which points us in a new direction, the direction of chastity, temperance, charity, diligence, patience, kindness, humility, and hope.